Sin will cost you more than you are willing to pay. Take you farther than you are willing to go. Keep you longer than you are willing to stay. So don't be a victim. Don't be a casualty. Don't be a statistics. So that we will not be using you as an example of bad behavior tomorrow. We will not be using you as an example of who not to be like. Thank you.
Wow. How wonderful. How wonderful. And this is just the starter. All right. The question and answer is always the best because you can actually be more practical. All right. So before we go into that, I will encourage you to take 5 minutes break. I know all these faces here, so nobody should disappear. Go to the bathroom, go to the toilet, have something to eat, and be back on your seat in 5 minutes, and we'll make a start. So if you haven't put your questions on Mentimeter, please do so. Also, please, 1 minute, 1 minute while you're doing that, please have a read of the questions on Mentimeter, and anyone you really want Doctor to prioritize, just put a thumbs up next to it so that we can do that in order. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Are we seated now? There's a lot of questions on Mentimeter. Really exciting to go through that. Please have a read through them. Put a thumbs up to the ones you want us to prioritize. So we'll go in that order. There are also some questions that have been written out in the paper that we'll read out. And if you have any questions, we'll also be passing microphones to you. So we hope we can answer as many questions as possible. So if you're asking a question through the microphone, please try and keep it brief so that there will be time to get other people to speak as well. Are we ready? No. I'll start with that. Are we ready? Thank you, sir. Okay. I'll go with the first question that is written out. He said, Pastor, how do we find a life partner in an environment where there's a lot of immature guys in Australia?
That's a bomb. Guys, do you agree with that? Okay, so you cannot attract what you are not. So if you find yourself attracting immature people, that is saying something about you. Because you attract your kind. So what you need to do is, number one, focus on yourself becoming the kind of person that someone can be happy to relate with and connect with. And once you do that and your relationship with God is intact, when it's time to meet someone, begin with prayers. Lord, you know me. Lord, you know I've been working on myself. Who are those people that I need to connect with? Who is that man that you're prepared for me? Let there be a divine connection. When you begin to pray that prayer, relationship is a triangle. You are connected with God, the other person is connected with God, and then God will connect the two of you together. Most of the time, we try to do it with our flesh, with our mind, with our thinking, and then we get into trouble. So that's number one way to look. The second was, so number one, attracting yourself. Number two, praying and trusting God. Number three is to be sensitive, to make sure that you network strategically. You have to be sensitive. So, for instance, if you are looking for drunkards, you meet them in the bar. If you are looking for loose people, you meet them in the club. If you are looking for Christians, you meet them in church. If you are looking for Muslims, you meet them in the mosque. If you are looking for travelers, you meet them at the airports. So if you are looking for serious-minded, matured people, go to where they are. Serious-minded and matured people are in the working unit of the church, not in church. in the working unit of the church. When people are serious-minded and matured, they will be in a department in church. They will be functional. They will be in a house fellowship. They will come for midweek service. They are not Sunday Christians. So don't marry a Christian or marry somebody based on church, because there are a lot of people in church that doesn't have God. So you find matured people in the working units of the church. You find matured people in business forums, in career groups. That's where you find them. Business fellowships, in Rotary, the places where mature, serious-minded career people thinking of, you find them there. You don't find them in clubs. You don't find them in all those places that many people try to look at. And then, if you now want to look for them online, you don't find them, listen, you don't find them on Instagram, you find them on LinkedIn. You don't find them on TikTok, you find them on LinkedIn. But many of you, you are not on LinkedIn because you yourself, you are not a professional. So you can't be there because you have no CV. Your only CV is you are a slay queen. And we don't slay people on LinkedIn. You don't find them on Twitter and X where you are just there making noise. No. So you need to ask yourself, where am I going to? That's what is defining the kind of people you are getting to meet. There are serious-minded ladies, serious-minded guys. So if you are not finding them, you are looking in the wrong place. Thank you.
The next question, this one has the most likes. So it says, what are some tips on how to start the conversation to set boundaries in intimacy during dating and courtship?
Okay, so one thing you need to understand is this. Love making is a package. And many times we think that because we have not gone all the way, that we are okay. So we do every other thing except penetration and the deposit. But we do every other thing. You are just fooling yourself. You're already making love. Love making is a package. Kissing is part of love making. Fumbling is part of love making. Do you understand now? Fingering, sucking is all love making. That you have not had sex does not mean you're already making love. So, in order for you to be safe, understand that love making is no. So, when you talk about, let me use a guy as an example. Any guy, just come. You are married now. Sit down. Guy, come. So now listen. Once you have a relationship with someone, there is something called chemistry. The chemistry is based on hormones. So you have dopamines, you have happy hormones, you have all kinds of hormones that operate in your body. Now, listen and listen well. Once you trigger the hormone, your mind is connected to every aspect of your body. So the speech nerve, when you are talking, the speech nerve is connected to the center of your brain. All the fingers and every part of your body is connected to one nerve. So when you open your mouth to say, I'm tired, the very minute you say, I'm tired, it sends signal to the center of your brain that we are tired. The signal comes from the center of your brain to all your veins and your tissues. And you begin to shut down. Before you know it, you start yawning. Before you know it, you start sleeping. Just because you said, I am tired. So when you trigger emotions of love and sexuality, even though you are telling yourself, I don't want to go that far, once you set the trigger emotion, you will not know when you will do what you never plan to do. And then you will come out on the other side feeling bad that, oh, I didn't plan to go this far. That's why you need to set boundaries, because you are human. Do you understand? So when you are in a relationship with someone, limit your relationship to holding hands, hugging. He leans on your head, you lean on her just for comfort. Limit it to that. Now, when you are hugging, listen, face me. Don't hug like this. Don't do that. When you are hugging, hug like this. You know why? There is power in the breast. Hello? No, are we real here? Are we ready to be real here? Listen, the breast is a trigger for every man. Because when we were born, the first thing we were introduced to was our mother's breast. So we are suckers for life. Because mommy's breast was our first sustenance. And we have stopped sucking mommy's breast since we became a man. And we have been looking for breast. So every time you are doing this, those two breasts connect with our two breasts. I'm helping you. I'm not. These are psychological, scientific facts. Yes. That's why you end up, before you know, before you know, oh, stop, no, stop. And look, you know that stop. Stop means a lot of things. Stop may mean stop. Stop may mean don't stop. So it is difficult to know what stop means when you are that lame. And that's why a lot of people have gotten themselves in trouble. Hello? Then understand this. Your mind is the sexual organ. Not your penis, not your vagina. Your mind. That's why you need to know that the battlefield is in your mind. So be careful what you watch. Be careful the information you put in your mind, because once your mind begins to gather information, the next thing your mind wants to do is to do practical and explore. You know that when we go to lecture, after teaching the lecture, we now go to the laboratory to go and do tests. That's the way the mind works. Every information you get, your mind wants to practicalize to know whether it is true or not. And that's how you get into trouble. So the boundary should be set from day one. Once you come into a relationship, you have decided that we love each other. You know, I hope you know that there are people that you are in a relationship with and there's really no, you are like trying to love them. You are still trying to be, you know that there are people that even when they touch you, you can feel something. There are people that when they touch you, you are not really feeling much. So you know the truth. So be honest with yourself, because you love God and you want to please God. Be honest with yourself. So you know what, we're going to get married, but we need to do this God's way. And so let's set boundaries. We're not going to do this. We're not going to do that. We're not going to be alone together for too long. But you just set boundaries for yourself. And every time you make up your mind to try to do things in the will of God, when you make up your mind, God backs up your mind. Daniel chapter 1 verse 8, Daniel purposed in his heart that he will not defile himself, and God backed it up. And let me say this at this point, since I know there is an issue with a lot of young people. Listen, when you get involved in premarital sex, apart from disease, pregnancy, soul ties, and all the stuff, it builds a foundation of mistrust in your marriage. And a lot of married people today that are suffering for that because there's no trust in the marriage. And you know the way this thing works. The body wants it, so you both want it, you do it. Most of the time, when the guy proposes it or the girl opens up to it, the guy, listen to me, let me help you with the psychology of this thing. The guy is thinking, oh, I don't want to do this. Oh, will she accept it? Oh, can I go to the next level? Will she, if I move my hand down, what will she? So in his mind, he's trying the boundary, but he's also thinking whether she's going to say no. And then you say yes. And then you agree and you flow with it. You are sowing a seed, so she's cheap. So that means if somebody else, because every man knows that they are not the best man in the world. Do you understand now? No matter how handsome they are, they know there's somebody more handsome. No matter how rich, they know there's somebody richer. No matter how slick, they know there's somebody slicker. So if I'm able to do this and she falls, that means if somebody that is a smooth talker can also get her, the other person can do the same. So he see the son, but he will never mention it. You that you are submitting to that, you are submitting because psychologically you are going through a process. Oh, why is he doing this? I thought we have a boundary. Oh, but I like what I'm feeling. Oh, but if I say no now, it's probably going to go to somebody else, and then I'm going to lose him. And then you submit. So you are submitting because of insecurity and confusion. And then in your mind, you're also not happy. So I can't even trust him. So he can't even hold himself. I thought he's a man. I thought he's supposed to be the head of the. And then that's it. So, but guess what? We don't discuss it. So the guy has his own, you have your own, you enjoy yourself, you go, but that's it, this one. Then you get married and you're wondering when your wife say, where are you going to? You say, why are you asking me? No, the trigger has started. Who are you talking to on the phone? Who is that? Who called you? Who did that? How you know it? You're wondering why they said you so. So please, know for a fact that your father and mother did not create sex, God did. If God can create something as beautiful as sex, it shows you how pleasurable He wants your life to be. He's not your enemy, but He wants you to have the pleasure within the confines of marriage, because that is where you will enjoy the most of it. So don't mess up your life, because at the end of the day, you will carry the cross by yourself. God bless you.
Okay. This question says, I've been dating a girl and she does not want me to be on social media or connect with any of my high school friends, bracket female. What should I do?
Run for your life. Run for your life. Any relationship that robs you of your individuality is bondage. Any insecure person is a danger zone. Run for your life. You can't be on social media. You can't talk to. You are gonna. Even in church, you are going to have sisters in your departments. You're going to have sisters in your house fellowship. In your office, you're going to have female colleagues. That means you're going to be in bondage for the rest of your life. That woman needs freedom from insecurity, and you are not the one. You see, listen to this. Marriage is not a rehabilitation center where we rehabilitate wrongly brought up people, where we help people come out of their trauma. You are not a therapist. So that person is not your own. Run for your life. Let her deal with her issues. So don't say, I love her, she's good. Because what makes you to be deceived is that that person that has that trait now, there are many good things about her that you will now be using to rationalize your foolish decision. But when you get married, you will now realize that that's one thing you are taking for granted will overshadow all the right things you think that she has. Because those are the warning signals I'm talking about. And women, am I saying the truth? How can you say a man should not be on social media? You think, reverse it and let the man tell you you can't be on social media. You can't. It's just, that's a toxic relationship. That person is insecure. So run for your life, my brother. Next.
This question says, why am I attracted to people that are married when I'm not a cheater? You said you are attracted to what you are, but sometimes you attract people not because of who you are.
Now you see, how many of you know what is called magnet or magnetic field? You know what's called magnet. So when I say you attract who you are not getting it. If you are attracting married people, there's something in you. It's called a magnetic field. It's a spiritual thing. Why will you be arguing with the truth? How come it's only married men coming to you? Think now, ask yourself. Something is wrong, my sister. Something is wrong. There are single people all over the world, only married men, and you still don't see something wrong. You are still saying you are not the one doing it. I'm not saying you are consciously seducing them. I'm not saying, but I'm telling you, there are things that are beyond the natural. If you are attracting the wrong people, it's a wrong spirit. You need to demagnetize from that strange spirit. So it's something you need to take serious. Everything in me. Look, Jesus Christ said, the prince of this world cometh and he finds nothing in me. Let's go deeper. When you go to your car now, many of you have electronic car. You can do that and your car. If you do that to the other car, will it work? No, because there's a chip in the car connected to yours. If you get home right now and you use the remote on your television, it's going to work. You can use the remote on another television, it will work. You can use it on another television, it will work. Why? Because there's something in you connected to that. If a married, you are always attracting married people, there is something in you. It may be a spirit, it may be trauma, it may be, there's something you carry that you are not seeing. It's time to become spiritual and stop looking at things from social life alone. There's something wrong. Take it as a prayer point. Nothing is too small to pray about. God is your father. He loves you so much. He cares so much about you. He doesn't want you to spend 10 years of your life attracting married people. And when you are in your 30s, that's when you start attracting singles. And then you have to settle. No. So I will advise you, if you believe in prayer, take 3 days of fasting and prayer. Is that serious? And say, Lord, within the next 3 days, I want to talk to you about this. Is becoming an issue. Demagnetize me from the wrong people. I don't want to attract the wrong people in my life. Everything in me that is attracting wrong people. Whatever has been programmed, because some things are programmed. And before you know it, you just realize that that's what will begin to happen. And then before you know it, you're in error. So take it serious. Yeah.
Apart from the questions that are already on Mentimeter, does anyone want to ask any question with the microphone? Just to check. Okay. So this, okay. Okay. Let me just ask this one and then you go. Why do men stay in relationship for 3 to 4 years and then break up because they don't want to commit, only to meet another lady in 6 to 12 months, engage, marry, and looks like they're
Okay.
happy?
Now, it's a function of a lot of things. The obvious one is the fact that a lot of men are very, very strategic about the choices that they make. So sometimes they're in a relationship with you because you are available. You are available to help them with some things within that. It may not be sex, but you're just available. There's something that being with you at that season of their life will help them get. So they are using you. And then when you now add free sex to the table, you had free smooching, and then they're just, using you to rough the weather while they are waiting for the real McCoy. So you are not the ideal person. They're just spending time with you. And there are a lot of things that you will do that they don't like, and they will never complain because they were never really planning to commit. So they end up leaving you worse because the negative things that they should have helped you to be better in, you will continue doing it thinking that's the right thing to do, and it's okay. And then when it's time for them to settle down and they found the kind of person they really want, then they look for something flimsy just to cut off from you, and then they go to the person that they really want. So that's one scenario that can be the reason for that. Another scenario that can be the reason for that may be the fact that they actually love you, they care about you, but there are a lot of things in that